Ladies and gentlemen, the title of this video is maybe a little bit dramatic, I admit 100%, but there is a lot of truth in that. You know, yesterday, I'm recording this video on Monday, the 2nd of March. Yesterday, the 1st of March, I recorded the Fischer Variations by Mozart. He wrote this set of variations in 1774. He was fairly young. It was for him a kind of showpiece because he ordered the score from his father, the manuscript when he was abroad to play it for some king or whatever. Don't remember the details. And in these Fischer Variations, which are much longer than the Salieri variation, I made a video on that, you have an Adagio. And if you look at that Adagio, then you first think, I thought, and I feel very stupid thinking that, like, yeah, Mozart trying to write an Adagio, and trying quote unquote, of course, because he's Mozart after all. But if you compare that Adagio with the one he wrote for his D major sonata, the 6th sonata, we talked about that also here on the channel, you'll find it, just go in the library. There is an enormous difference. The Adagio that he wrote in these variations of the D major sonata are elaborated to a detail you can just not understand how a guy of that age and even older than him is able to do that so easily. And of course that Adagio, that is much simpler or easier to access. It's more accessible because there is a lot going on. This one is of a completely different nature. And it's misleading, exactly for that reason. And again, I'm so stupid of thinking like, yeah, Mozart did a great attempt in writing an Adagio, but maybe he should have elaborated this a little bit more. Was I so stupid? And just to forgive myself a little bit, you come from Bach, you come from that Adagio from Mozart, you hear Alberto recording the Beethoven stuff that he's recording now already for the 3rd box. And it's also rich, it's also, yeah, even Bach, but especially Beethoven, I would say. It's like made for like not to appeal to the audience, but it's like expressive in a way that is unbelievable. And Bach in a way has the same kind of, not difficulties, but there's always something in polyphonic style, whatever, it's going on. It keeps your attention going. Mozart, in these Fischer Variations, he doesn't need any of that. Any of that. So the 3 big B's, Bach, Beethoven and Brahms, well, you add an M to that, right? I'm not going to play the entire set of variations here because the Fischer Variations are much longer. They are worth like a long video, because if you talk about simplicity, not simplicity, but because simplicity like implies a little bit of naivety, like how do you say that in English? It's not simple for just Mozart didn't need any more notes, he didn't need any more contrast, he didn't need any more whatever. And these Fischer Variations, I don't know in the recording how long they will be. It's like the Diabelli Variations of Beethoven. Mozart could have gone on forever, I think, and it would be still very interesting to listen to. Not gonna talk about the variations, but about the Adagio. And because yesterday, I have to say, like, I was playing the Adagio, I prepared the Adagio, obviously, I do prepare recordings once in a while, and I knew how I was going to play it, and it of course, I was prepared to deliver the performance, and I enjoyed it. But then during the recording, during the first take, I made 2 takes of the Adagio, I'm gonna use the second one, there was some magic that happens, and I don't know if I can repeat that right now. There is also more noise now. Sometimes you hear airplanes taking off, and for this Adagio, of course, you need absolute silence. You need 18th century silence, which we unfortunately don't have anymore today. But in that environment, And maybe they didn't have that in Vienna either, or Mozart in Salzburg. Where did he wrote his variations? In Salzburg. But during that recording session, I saw the light, so to say. I was more focused, maybe more prepared, more locked into the music, so to say. And Anya, my wife, was here. When she has time, she enjoys being in the recording sessions or listening. And we both were like, what just happened? So the performance of this is important as well. You need to work with timings. You need to work with these elements. Like I said, a little bit salt and pepper in your soup. You can have the best ingredients, but when you don't add something more to that, not many people will like your soup. And it's with these Mozart things in this style, the same thing. Beethoven is overwhelming. Bach is overwhelming. Regardless how you play it, it will have an effect. This one needs the performer. And in those days, the performer was Mr. Mozart himself. So I can imagine that we have a very difficult job to imitate that. I'm gonna try though. So we're gonna jump into, and I will try to have the score on screen. You all ask for that. Where is my YouTube editor? If you feel like helping me out with this, reach out to me, because then we can make these videos even more interesting. Otherwise, just download the score. Kachelbezeichnis, I will put it in the description, 179. There's no metronome mark for this. And so before you say like, you feel the tempo, well, it's 250 years ago. Well, chances are very big that you don't feel the same tempo that Mozart had in mind after those years, right? So I checked other scores, editions from Mozart with Czerny metronome marks. There are not many though. And so I came with the last sonata in D major. You have a beautiful Adagio. And there the metronome mark is 104 for the 8th note. Well, it's a little different compared to this one. It's similar, but a little different, because that sonata has a little bit more faster notes, like 8th notes as a driving pulse. Here you have quarter notes. So I added a little bit to the tempo. I went to 112 8th notes. So I went a little bit up, not more than that. And it's challenging. You will see that at the beginning, because Mozart starts in like a piece that is like breathing so wide. It's like Beethoven romantic feeling, so to say, times 10 with no elaboration. So therefore, and maybe you agree with me, at first you would say like, I'm not gonna elaborate, like add some notes. No, because you have to play the entire Adagio, and then at the end is where the solution comes, the conclusion. You had all these things, and at the end you feel like, whew, that was a journey. So I don't know how this episode is gonna go, if I'm gonna talk about the music, about the performance, if I'm not gonna talk at all because I'm enjoying the performance. You will see. That's the beauty of this series, Beyond the Notes. Probably I will talk a lot because I cannot help myself. Metronome mark 112. So that is like a kind of seconds 8th note pulse. So 112 for the 16th note, would that be in single beat? I'm not going to explain too many things about whole beat versus single beat, but that's the tempo I had. So don't count the beats too strictly. 10 minutes in the video. Great, Wim. Your introductions are always short and to the point. I hope to the point. I will share this Adagio with my Patreons because I want them to hear the recording, which I cannot copy right now, but I'll do my best. So let's just start. just the beginning. And now you get my feeling at the beginning why I thought like we need some more elaboration. And many people that are opposed to whole beat, whatever, good luck playing everything in single beat, I would say. And just try a little harder. But they would say like, yeah, but see, the music stands still. There's no motion forward. Well, it's on the edge. And maybe the tempo was a little faster. I don't know. I like this tempo. But you have to have the courage to play these quarter notes at the beginning just at full length. And even go a little beyond that. Of course, when you play it like... then nothing works, even if you would speed up. And like Mozart said, you cannot gallop musicality into a performance. It doesn't work. It's so surprising. It's like there is an exclamation made here, and the entire set of variations is a minuet. So you have this 3/4 here, very slow guidance of the left hand, and the left hand just guides the right hand. See how much room the right hand gets by just waiting. Very important now, these notes, right? That's the thing the guy wants to say. And this is a difficult bar for if you're not used to playing whole beat, you would rush and you would like to go to the next note, but that doesn't work. And when you're listening to this and I give you the pulse of the piece, you expect me to follow that pulse. That doesn't happen often in classical performances anymore, of classical music performances. Just try to stick to a certain pulse when somebody plays an adagio. You have it's a fluctuation of tempo all the time. We are used to that, especially with the pieces that we listen to time and time and time again. We are conditioned to listen like that. But once you feel a tempo pulse, like it was in those days, and the left hand just stays in tempo. It's so relaxing. I can go slower if I want. But here also, we don't rush. It's just very introvert. Here again. I don't play like... I play like tom, tom, this opera. Little hesitation here. It's like this micro question here. It's unbelievable, like really? And then yes, really. But gentle. It's like also if you play, it's like you break things like just don't touch it. And again. And he continues. It's actually the repetition of this, so there's no repeats here. Mozart writes the repeats himself. He's elaborating on his own music. Here. So not like no. It's big actually. Here. And this is genius, right? Just these F sharp. F sharp. Very simple chromaticism. And the tempo just continues. And then Again, more. And more. And then, like singing loud. And this left hand just continues to accompany the right hand. All the space, this aria, so to say, this opera aria, gets all the room, the entire stage, and there is not somebody who's running on stage like hectic, like he has some modern 21st century disease, like having to pick up his children at 5 and then at 10 a.m. and then whatever. No, you have time to listen. And the left hand is so unbelievably accompanied. And then, like, yeah, there's a slow progress, but listen to this, how much effect these small notes get, like just simple ornamentation, chromatism, so to say. How he builds this. D sharp. And because the tempo is like this, you hear it so much. But we go further. So there is one line, but we don't rush. And now, the sun is like there. Well, it's again a love story. I mean, of course, these operas, this is a guy or a girl like that. This is the feeling you have then. And the guy was 18 years old. So he knew probably what falling in love meant. But this is like this feeling you get as you listen and as you play. That's unbelievable. You have to wait. You cannot do it faster. Where is this going? But then clouds go away and there's a sun. The sun. Not yet the sun. That might come from the love story. So, and then he ends this very reflective. Again up. "30-second note with an ornament. Tempo indicator. Time to page turn. And he starts again. The left hand now is participating, just for a brief moment. And if you play it for yourself and you have notes like this, I can just feel what you feel right now. It's like, can I wait so long? I want to go to the B. No. Be disciplined. Take a metronome and wait for that next note and postpone it a little bit. It's these micro timings that create this tension, and that's the tension in an adagio and whole beat. And again, we are on the extreme limits here because Beethoven would ornament this. I mean, maybe the first sonata, the F minor, the adagio, you have also at the beginning like very long notes, but this is like, that's the art of playing an adagio, which was considered to be more difficult in that time than an allegro. This is unbelievable now, right? Compare that to the beginning. I'm not going to play it again. Like the very slow motion. And now in the same pulse, the same very slow minuet tempo. Very slow minuet tempo. I mean, the minuet tempo in this, yeah, you could say like it's around a second, like for the quarter note. So we are half of that. But with 30-second note elaboration. It's adagio for a reason, right? But now, who would expect... That's the singer. I'm sorry, we are just poor people here at the keyboard. And again, the same F sharp, but then the highest note. And then he repeats the same section, but he elaborates again more. There is a D sharp again. What is he doing now? We know that the build-up is gonna come. So this is the same thing as we had before, but just a little more. Now, again, he didn't do much here, but did this feeling like just this ornament, this appoggiatura. And that's what I mean. Simplification, or you don't need more notes than that. It was elaborated. I should have seen that from the first moment I touched this piece. But these compositions that Mozart wrote at that age, in this style, you need time to adjust to his style. He wasn't looking for the most notes per second. He was looking for, like, how can I reduce everything to its essential thing to enhance the effect, or affect if you want. And then just the final. And then he does something cool. So these small short appoggiaturas. Of the clavichord, that is of course very easy. Easy, quote unquote. And then now, the biggest line. I mean, come on. What can you say about this? It's simple, but it's so effective. And of course you play it with a little bit of, I mean, you cannot play it. Whole beat doesn't work. Yeah, of course. And if you hear water in the background, that's Cebu, our dog, who is drinking. So let me know what you think about this. I mean, these videos, apparently you like seeing them. I like reading your comments, your impressions on this music, if it is as strong as I experienced. And again, go on Patreon, support our projects and our work there, and then you get the Adagio once I edited it, because it's not ready yet. And I will share this Adagio because they need to hear it. So guys, I just couldn't otherwise but sharing this Adagio with you. Like, save me from this Adagio, whatever the title will be, I will find something dramatic. Of course, we are on YouTube. Otherwise you would have clicked probably. I don't know, let me know. But that's how YouTube works. But it's kind of true. Like, I have to be saved also from my precondition. Everybody's preconditioned. And so the difference between going into the Fischer Variations and coming out of the Fischer Variations is like for me now, this together with the Salieri Variations, this is like, what do you want more? Well, I could think of some Beethoven and some Bach and some later music and Chopin, whatever, but you get my point. This is an essential thing of music in that style. And now Sibu is doing all kinds of stuff. I don't know because I don't see him, I only hear him. Anyways, I thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. That was all I've got for you today. Go on Patreon, check it out. If you want to have this Adagio or other stuff, we have updates, we have practicing sessions, we have concerts there. You'll find like for months content if you've never been on Patreon. Just checking it out. I would very much appreciate that. And again, that's all I've got for you today. Thank you for watching, and we will see each other very soon again. Bye.